Sister Wives live reaction for season 19, episode 20. So here we go. Cory and I have had a long weekend of poker and whiskey and celebrating somebody's birthday.
Old man here.
So here we go. Okay, 2 minutes into the show and I've already thrown up in my mouth a little bit. I won't lie. I don't ever want to imagine Cody Brown flirting with anyone, and especially not. That was a little bit too descriptive for me with the whole towel around the waist thing. Yeah, we could have gone without that. So I did a video a couple days ago about at least the older children of Robin and Cody's being baptized into the AUB or into the polygamist community, and got a bunch of backlash. They've never been baptized. Well, Robin just confirmed that on this episode that they have been baptized. Okay, why does every single scene with Robin and Cody feel so scripted lately? Like it feels like it's all staged or set up. That felt a little bit creepy with him and Aurora and their conversation about baptizing and her asking him to baptize them. And I do struggle with this. We'll go into this a lot deeper in our live tomorrow. But I do struggle with this because does Cody have any of these conversations with any of his other children about wanting to know the desires of their hearts when it comes to anything? And then also, he seems like one of the most ungodly men I've ever seen, especially on national television. So I'm just curious, and I know that we have watched him go from the highest of highs to the lowest of lows, and I don't want to be judged on my lowest day either, but something just felt off about that conversation. I'm not sure what it is. Cory's feeling it too. It just felt a little bit creepy. Just trying to figure that out. So that whole scene just did not sit right. There's so much more going on. You can see the judgment all over Robin's face. Wait a second, her daughter's already been baptized into the polygamist church. This feels like it's a made-for-TV scene. It's not necessarily reflective of how Robin actually feels. The judgments are huge. It's just, the scene just isn't sitting well with either one of us. We're both hammering it off on the side going, wait a minute, this is not, because in the polygamous community, there is one true church. And when you make a commitment like baptism, that's a huge, huge commitment. That's not something that just gets taken lightly. Now, yes, a lot of my siblings have been baptized into other Christian non-denominational Christian churches, and my dad has attended all of those churches or all of those baptisms and has been happy for my family that has decided to do that baptism step. But I guarantee you this was a hard one for Cody and Robin to choke down, because it goes against all of the grains of their teaching from the time they were tiny. This will go against everything. And then I worry for Aurora, because there are children in polygamous families that get caught up in the I want to make my parents proud all the time. And they are lathering this pride onto her so thick that it's almost got a little bit of, it just doesn't sit right, where now Aurora is going to make choices in her life that are representative of whether she can get her parents' approval or not. She's seen the way Cody has disowned all of the other kids who aren't religious or who might have different sexual orientations or might have different sexual preferences. She's watched how he's isolated and gotten rid of those kids out of his life. And so is she going to start a path of making choices that are beneficial to gain her parents' favor instead of what are true to who she is and what she's doing? I don't know. That's what I would guess, that she's going to be doing that because of how thick they laid on the "we're so proud of you." But that whole scene was really, it felt super creepy to both of us. Yeah. We were both sitting here.
Got a mole on it and talk about it.
Yeah. We'll go over that in our live more tomorrow, because we are definitely still talking about it, because this is not just a blow-by scene. Okay, so I really like this conversation between Janelle and Christine, because they're just chit-chatting about things that they normally would not have had conversations about. I think it's funny that they're kind of making fun of Cody and Janelle's relationship, and Janelle using Cody for a dinner for her birthday. What's funny to me is that Cody has hung on to Janelle, it seems, in the show, because Janelle doesn't have any shits to give about it. If she sees him, she sees him. If she doesn't, he doesn't. And Cody can't handle the fact that she doesn't fawn over him 24/7 like all the other wives want his attention all the time, and Janelle could care less if she gets it or not. So that gave her an upper hand over Cody that just would probably irk him a little bit. So I just think it's funny, this whole conversation. And you just never see sister wives be able to talk like this with each other. They just don't share intimate details or jokingly, have these kind of jokes amongst each other because you're sleeping with the other person's husband. And so you just don't get these kind of jokes and kind of banter. And I think it's funny that they're laughing about having nightmares about Cody. I have experienced this many, many, many times where I will have a nightmare that I'm still married to my ex-husband because it's such a controlling environment that it literally, you feel like you're in a prison. And so it is PTSD for sure. And so Christine saying that she has these nightmares, and then I'll wake up and I'll be like, oh my God, I'm not married to him anymore. I'm okay. I feel unsafe. And I hate using that term with this show, but that it feels like a prison and the dreams are literal nightmares. Okay, so the POTS plots was actually a really cool idea. I thought that was awesome that those women can leave that stuff behind, because unfortunately in this religion, you hold on to every little thing, every scrap that your husband can give you, because he doesn't give you very much. And so you hold on to everything. So for Janelle to be able to walk away from that, that's huge for her. And good on her for being able to do that. And I'll bet that's going to spur Cody on pretty rough, because that was a pretty big deal for her to leave that behind. And then I thought it was really sweet that Christine had said, I'm leaving this thing from Flagstaff behind, and truly reached in and rubbed her back, because Christine had mentioned that she had a lot of PTSD from Flagstaff. And so you can see the relationship between Truly and Christine is very tender and very sweet. Okay, so Brianna's asking Cody to baptize her again. We're back to that part. And he was saying, can I even do that? Because are they going to check for the right authority? So that is one of the biggest things in the polygamous cult. In the Mormonism completely, is you have to have the right authority, and that authority has to have been given. Whoever gives you that authority, they had to have gotten it from the right authority. That right there breaks down the entire. This is why there's FLDS and AUB, and this is why there's independent polygamists, and this is why they've all left the Mormon Church and splintered away from the Mormon Church, is because everyone believes that they have authority that the other person doesn't have. AUB believes they have authority that the FLDS doesn't have. The Mormon Church believes they have authority that the AUB and the FLDS. So it's always this constant battle for who actually has authority. So this is going to go against every single thing that Cody, in his mind, he believes he has authority because it was given to him through multiple. He got the priesthood through the Mormon Church, and then he got it through the AUB Church. So whoever gave it to him in the Mormon Church, if they didn't have the right authority, somebody in the AUB Church had the right authority. So he's not going to have an issue baptizing her because he believes he does have the right authority. But that right there was one of the biggest scenes that Robin and Cody will really struggle with that, because that's literally defines the entire breaking down of polygamy and groups and individuals who believe that they have the right authority and don't have to follow a different prophet or whatever. So this is going to be a big mind effing for Robin and Cody to try to figure out how do they wrap their heads around their children going to a different religion with different authority. Because if their children are just gay or they're doing something that's reprehensible in their beliefs to God, that's a whole different subject. But when someone is actually trying to find God and going down a different religious path, that's a big deal. And not to say that their children choosing different sexual partners is not a big deal, but this one is going to hit differently, I think, because of the authority issue. So if anyone caught that when Cody said, do they care if I have the right authority? So we're going to have to do obviously another video, because we're halfway through the episode and we're 10 minutes into this video. So watch for part number 2. I'm going to go ahead and post that here in just a second.